I'm Rachel, the Messy Minimalist. Welcome back to my channel. Today marks, not today, but this month, this week, just in general, roughly, we have hit the 6-month mark in my journey towards minimalism. I didn't really realize that this was coming up until my last video when I was just kind of thinking on the fly how long I'd been at this for, and I realized that I've been at this for 6 months. It's just flown by. Yeah, that's just it. It's flown by. I don't feel all that different, but I do get a lot of people who've said to me that, I'm so much different than what I was when I started, and that's really cool that you guys think that and see that there's some growth. Maybe it's just harder for us to see the growth in ourselves as it is to see the growth in others, but while I feel relatively the same, maybe a little bit better, I am told that you guys see a lot of changes happening, so that's awesome, and I hope that you guys have all been making positive changes in your lives and in your own journeys. So hopefully you guys have been doing that. So for this video today, I just want to do a little bit of a reflection, some recap on where I've been from day one to where I am today. Just kind of an update on how my house is. It's kind of messy still, but also way more reduced than it's ever been. I just want to talk to you guys too about other things that we have going on. And then best of all, I want to show you some never before seen footage of just little clips and things here and there that didn't ever make it to the final cuts in my video. But at this point, I just feel like I've got to share them somewhere. So this is going to be my 6-month recap video so you can see where I was, what my journey was all about, and where I am today. I'm a messy person. I'm Rachel. I'm a messy person. I don't know why this is so hard. So one of the things that I've done that I think has really helped me with, I guess cruising through this journey is learning to slowly detach myself from items. Learning and understand the psychology behind why we feel attached to items to begin with, why we even feel the connections to things the way we do. Once we know, oh, I'm connected to this item for a bizarre reason, and it's not actually doing anything for me, I just am mentally, creating this confusion to an item when I don't really have any reason to. It's helped me to recognize when I'm feeling attached for the wrong reasons and to let stuff go. So before, it was very hard to get rid of sentimental items that I've had around for a while or family items that have just been here. It was super hard in the beginning. Now it is so much easier. I've basically made the connection that memories that I'm attaching to the items don't actually need to be attached to the items. They're more often attached to a single person, and I can remember those things fondly without the item. Hello everybody. We are outside because I'm about to get in my vehicle and do a big drop-off of a bunch of donate items that I've been meaning to drop off. Of course, I have a tissue box on our dash. Perfect. Rachel's fashion. We're gonna go to an antique shop, see if they want any of the little, possibly valuable antiques that I have, and then we're gonna go to the donate center, and we're also gonna go to a coffee shop where they take mugs as part of their to-go system. So any like actual ceramic mugs they take, and in exchange they'll give you a free cup of coffee. So you guys saw my huge box of mugs, and we're gonna go drop those off, and actually, woohoo! Looks like we're going there right now. See all these mugs? We are gonna get an awesome cup of coffee in exchange for these mugs. Okay, one more time. Lift up.
Lift it up.
And down.
Up and down.
There you go.
Kind of old scroll here. Let me read it to you.
It was one he had heard many times before. Perhaps someday he'll read this same story to children of his own.
That's the story of this picture.
He's silly. Go ahead.
This guy. Try that way. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
This is our lucky day because we stopped at Ace Hardware to pick up a couple things that we need, like birdseed and a few other things for the motel. And it's Customer Appreciation Day, so we get 10% off everything, plus we get free caramel corn, plus we get free Jimmy John's and cookies and chips. What do you want, honey?
I want this popcorn by myself.
Yeah, that's your popcorn by yourself. So we are, actually I'll face it this way, we stopped at the antique shop, and when we left there was an impromptu parade, so now we're watching a parade. This is crazy. It's like it was meant to be.
Whole bunch of stuff. This is a chalkboard.
So we had a fun day yesterday. Today I actually just have to come back out here and talk about a couple things that happened yesterday, specifically my donation drop-off center, and they refused some of my stuff, which I was just like, what? You don't want this stuff? It was really bizarre. If we were giving bags of trash, like actual trash or broken things, yeah, I totally get that you wouldn't want to accept that at Goodwill because who's gonna buy that stuff? But it wasn't trash, like it wasn't bad stuff, and I'll show you one of the things. I was actually using this the day before we dropped it off. Surely I'm not the only person in our whole community who would use one of these. And it's a chalkboard. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, it's actually probably a little bit sturdier than some of the newer chalkboards that you get. As we were pulling out our items, the dude at Goodwill was like, yeah, I'm gonna pass on the chalkboard. And we're like, what? For real? We were just really disappointed. What we ended up doing then was every box we pulled out, we're kind of like justifying our items to them, like, oh, well, here's some martini glasses. I don't even know what else it was. Here's a picture frame. Everything that we opened up, we're like, do you want this? Do you want this? This is a tablecloth. Do you want this? I mean, if I just throw it away now, it has no chance of being used. First, just a really quick update because I have been super busy, kind of story of my life, I guess, but it's been really hard for me to stick with my Thursday deadline. I was really good about hitting Thursdays for so long, and then I've just kind of like, it's not good. But I am trying my best to get back to every Thursday, or at least, something close to that. So I'm going to do my best there. But a couple of things that have been happening recently. The season is changing here. This is our busy season. While I don't talk about the motel that often, it's very much super slow during the winter when I started my journey, and then very busy during the summer for about 3 or 4 months. So I'm just now getting into a time where it is so busy here, and just trying to find balance between my own self-growth and journey, the motel, and then just a lot of moving parts happening at once. At the end of the day, I'm still a mom and have my family and want to have free time too. So it's been an interesting time juggling what I thought was just going to be a couple videos for fun to try to minimize into what's been a really fun thing for me, which is just sharing the journey with you and feeling the love and support kind of both ways. So I hope you guys feel like I'm supporting you, because I am. You're awesome, and I love hearing about your own journeys, what you've been up to, how you're minimizing, what struggles you're having. It's just great. And so I will continue to find more time to get to people's comments. I've been really behind in those too, but I swear I'm going to go back. So if you have comments that haven't been responded to, I'm going to try to tick back through and get to everybody. So the number one thing that I've learned over my 6-month journey so far, and it's that Rome wasn't built in a day. And yeah, anyway, nobody can change overnight, despite all of our efforts to do so. We can see and visualize where we want to be and who we want to be, but it just doesn't change overnight. It's the kind of thing that has to be worked on every single day, or at least, every single week. One of the things that I've learned is that even though I have mastered the quick clean, where you can just buzz through your house and clean things away, I haven't mastered the act of always putting things back where they belong. And so I had learned early on that I need to have less in order to be able to put things in their homes. So the number one struggle that I've had, that continues to be a struggle, is just finding a way to maintain the cleanliness and to put stuff where they belong. And some of that's laziness. Some of that is old habits die hard. Maybe that's also laziness, but it's a combination of things, and it's something that I feel like as long as you're aware that that's your problem, we can overcome it. For me, it really very, very much is, once I get a space clean, it's putting things back where they belong. Hands down. Biggest struggle, and something that I am overcoming. Here we go. This is our second time at the donation drop-off center, and hopefully they will take all of our stuff and not ask too many questions. And we're also going to try to get them to take that chalkboard again, because I'm still insulted that they didn't take the chalkboard. I can't believe that they didn't take it. So this time we are sneaking that chalkboard in right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Today's the day we're getting into the garage. Woo! I know I've been putting it off, and I feel like now there's no more excuses. It just has to get done. So today's the day. for me, one of the biggest things that I've discovered that has changed over time has been how I view my place in the world, I guess. I don't know any other way to say it other than this, that when I first started this journey, I was not very content. I wasn't unhappy, but I wasn't elated. It was just kind of realistic in the sense that I know when I start to feel discontented, if that's the right way to put it, but on a daily basis wasn't feeling content. I wasn't feeling right. And I felt suffocated by stuff. It almost felt like everywhere I looked, everything I saw felt like a burden. Things that I didn't even want to clean or put away because I didn't want to even see the stuff. I felt anxiety looking at stuff. It got to a point where I knew that I needed to change something. I needed to change my lifestyle. I needed to change my surroundings. And yet at the same time, I knew that there were so many good things in my life. I knew that I had love in my heart, a wonderful family, a gorgeous place to call home, just Mother Nature around me at all times, good friends. I feel truly blessed. And at the same time, don't get me wrong, I have struggles too. It's not all picture perfect, despite that I'm telling you guys the positive things because I like to keep myself in a headspace of positive. But my life isn't all positive, whether it's dealing with the loss of my mother and the ongoing grief that I have with that. I also deal with addictions in the family. That's a whole story in itself. That's really not my story to share on camera at this time, but it's something that affects my sometimes everyday life, and it is a struggle in its own. And while the addiction isn't mine, it's not my husband's, it's been very difficult for everybody. And no doubt it's been difficult for the person whom I'm talking about. So my life isn't all unicorns and butterflies. It's just a real life, and as regular as it gets, I think I just choose to share as much of the positive as I can. That being said, I think that, back to when I first started, I felt very suffocated. I felt like I didn't know how to let go of items. I also knew that I didn't want to bring in more. I didn't want to live the way that we were living. I felt like if I could see my death coming, that my things were going to be a burden. I spent so much time thinking about my things, or cleaning up my things, or feeling anxiety because my things were encroaching on my life. I'm just done living that way. I'm done living with a cluttered up laptop. Hear me out. My laptop screen has not just one filled up layer, like where your desktop gets filled up with things, it's not just one layer. It has 4 layers of items just stacking on top of each other, piled up on my desktop. And among those 4 layers that you can see piled up are other folders labeled Sort Me, dumped with hundreds of items. And then inside that folder, Sort Me, hundreds more items. I'm never gonna sort these items. I feel like my computer, it's a glimpse into my own mind, a mind that's cluttered, unsorted. Some things are lost and buried. There's some treasures in there that are just buried that could maybe be found, but they might also just get deleted and lost forever. Or maybe the computer's gonna crash because it has a meltdown because it's too overloaded with stuff. All of it I see as a metaphor for my own mind, and it's just not where I want to be. So I started to make the change. I've been decluttering and purging and getting rid of trailerfuls of items, huge trailerfuls of items, carfuls of items, trash bags, so much stuff. I've gotten rid of so much stuff, and yet there's more stuff. It's like it never ends. When you move and you fill up your moving truck and then you look back in the house and you realize there's still like 50 more boxes to go, even though you thought you got everything. That's what I feel like is happening. I feel like I just can't get rid of enough. That's where I'm at today. I'm at a point where I've made a ton of progress, and I have so much more to still minimize. So much more. I think I'm gonna get there in time. So I've done a lot of talking, too much talking. I probably can't fit half the stuff that I've said. So if you guys are even hearing me say this, it means that you can just rest assured that I cut out a bunch of other footage because there was just too much talking. Thank you guys again. Thanks for hanging out with me for 6 months and for having people who stand by their computers or phones waiting to get that update when I post a video. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. For anybody who's watching this for the first time, cool that you came in on my 6-month video. Do please go back and watch a couple early ones because you'll see kind of what I'm talking about and where I was. So Next week, we will be back on my journey where I left off and continuing forward for hopefully another 6 months. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys later. Wait, that's stupid. Oh, I'm going crazy. Today was an okay day. Today I made my bed. It's pretty good. It sits on the floor, about 4 feet tall. What we have here is a fabulous, shabby chic bookshelf. I don't need it. Why don't I throw these things away? Why did I keep the top to a deodorant bottle? It's so weird. This is garbage. As usual, I found some stuff that definitely just did not belong. That I don't even need. I found stuff I didn't need. What do you know? I know I don't need these. I just can't help but to keep them. Did I mention I'm a messy person? Yay, sparkler. Probably really stupid that I have this in the house. I'm gonna go walk outside. Okay, yeah, that was really stupid. This is just real, you know? You know, even reality TV is like, it's not really real. And so, yeah, this is real. This is me, and you're gonna see a really messy house.